Okay, hello. This is Bev. I'm fabulously functional, and welcome to my channel. I decided to do a video today, uh, um, just showing you how I prepare for my lives. Some lives are a little more extravagant than others, but when I want to really do a great live, or when I'm really wanting to do a wonderful presentation, something like my Saturday mornings with Dr. Woodard, or my Sunday vegan dinners. I love to prepare and make sure that presentation is definitely everything. So I decided to do a video just to kind of show you the kinds of things I do and how I prepare and set up to do a video. Then I do have those impromptu videos where I haven't really planned it. I'm just, saying, hey, I'm going to go on and I'm going to do this real quick. But then there are those times where I really plan out what I'm going to do. What I'm planning to do today, and it's 4:08 right now, so I'm going to do a quick video. I'm going to show you some of the things I do before I come on live. And then hopefully by 5:30, I'll be coming on live to make these I love me some him hamburgers. I posted a picture of it, but I didn't do a video of it. I want to prepare to make the onion rings, the fresh onion rings that go on the plant-based burger from the fresh products, and just laying everything out so that when I begin the video, it's smooth sailing, and Dr. Woodard will have his dinner just in time for that evening CBS News at 6:30 p.m. So, here we go. So, I love table linens. I love white table linens. They provide a wonderful backdrop for a video so that you can see the color more clearly of the different foods and vegetables that you're using. So I have here a white table linen, and I have another linen here that I'm going to lay over there on the countertop to set to have the place settings for me and Dr. Woodard to eat this evening. So I've got my iron, and I do it instead of taking an ironing board out. I iron my linens right on top of the table. If you got a cord long enough, if you don't have a cord that's long enough, then you just get yourself a extension cord. But in my little space here in my kitchen, I have plenty of room. And these are serious linens, so you got to put a little starch on them to really get the wrinkles out. It's not real wrinkled because as soon as I take my linens out of the dryer, I fold them so that they're not terribly wrinkled. But they're wrinkled enough where I need to put the iron over top of them. Okay? So I'm waiting on this to heat up just a little bit more. And it just makes for a beautiful presentation. So I'm going to press this one out right here. And I'm going to lay this one over here on the counter where me and Dr. Woodard will eat. We live in a small space, and I say small because we used to live in a very large house with 6 bathrooms, 5 bedrooms, double-sided fireplace, and all that, where we raised our children. After the children were all gone, and we were getting older, and our finances were getting stranger, we decided to sell our house, and we moved into this luxury apartment. Has 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms, a living room area, and a small kitchen. So we've adjusted well because we don't have to fix anything. We don't even have to change a light bulb if we don't want to, because it's a luxury apartment, and all you do is you make the phone call and they come and fix it, and it's done. We don't take out any trash. We don't remove any snow. We do want to move into a smaller home eventually, but we're really comfortable in this deluxe apartment. And we've managed to make it work for us. And one day I'll take you in my bathroom and kind of show you around how I have accommodated the small space, how I have downsized from a walk-in closet, a very large two-sided walk-in closet, to a little cubby hole. For all my scarves. My scarves take up about half of the cubby hole. And I have to show you that because that's part of one of the things I do in getting ready for a live. I decide what I'm going to wear, and then I decide what scarf I will wear. I think deciding what scarf to wear takes me longer than what to wear because I have so many scarves to choose from. I collect them. I love them. I've never gone to look at scarves and walk away with nothing. I always see one that I could use or one color that I don't have, and it's crazy. But in my next house, I think I'm going to have just a closet for my scarves, and that's it. You know how some people have closets for their shoes and their bags? I'm going to need one for my scarves, okay? All right, so that's nice pressed. And it doesn't have as many wrinkles as it did. And I'm going to lay this over here in this direction on the counter where Dr. Woodard and I typically eat. Or either we'll sit on the sofa together with some table trays. But we usually sit at the counter. So I'm going to throw this over here. I'll let you see the setup soon. Soon enough. Okay. All right, so I have my beautiful wrinkle-free linen tablecloth here. I'm going to unplug this iron and let it cool off so then I can put it away. So I'm making these plant-based burgers. And so the things that I'm going to need, I like to have kind of at my fingertips, and then other things that I'll need additionally to save space on the table, I'll set around this edge right here. Okay, so I already have sitting out, and they're just about thawed enough, but these are my plant-based burgers, Beyond Meat. I'm going to make 2 of them, so these are they, and so they're just tender enough where they are thawed. I'm going to put them in the refrigerator so they can stay chilled until I get ready for them. All right. And then the next thing I'm going to do is start taking out the things I'm going to need to make all my sauces and things. I will be using liquid aminos. This is what I simmer my burgers in. Liquid aminos, soy protein seasoning by Bragg's. So I use that. I'm going to set that there. I think you remember I had pineapples on there. So I've got my pineapples. I've got a little bit of this fresh pineapple left. I won't be able to have the whole slices like I did, but I got enough to make 2 hamburgers. And I'm going to end up thin slicing it. So I'm going to get my little bowls right here. I love these little bowls. They're dainty and they allow you to put different ingredients that you're going to be using in them. So I've got these little bowls, and inside these little bowls, I don't want a plastic container to be sitting here. I want a dainty little bowl to be holding the pineapples that I'm going to be sauteing in the same pan that I saute the meat in. So I've got my pineapples right here. My pineapples, I'm going to set those there. I'll put this over here in the sink. All right, the other thing I'm going to need is my keto buns. My keto buns. I only need 2, but I'm going to leave them in the pack because I don't want them to dry out. But these are keto buns. And keto buns, they have 26 carbs, but they have 25 grams of dietary fiber, which gets you 1 net carb. So the fiber balances out the carbs that are in there. And it has no artificial sweeteners, and no added sugar. So for those of us who kind of like the white bread, but we know that we need to be eating 100% whole grain bread if we're trying to be in health and cut back on the carbs that break down into sugar, that disease latches onto in our bodies, and it makes it a little more difficult for us to fight disease when we've got this lots of carbs and sugars and animal fats in our system. So I love these. I found them at Costco, and this is what I'm going to be using to place those delicious plant-based burgers on. So I've got that. I'm going to set these over here. All right, next I'm going to need my vine ripened tomatoes, because there is tomato on there. So I'm going to take these off. I'm going to go ahead and rinse these so they are ready to go and to be sliced once I start my live. I'm going over here to the sink. I'm going to rinse these off real good. Real good. And I'm going to place them right here in this bowl. So there's my tomatoes. I've got my pineapples and my tomatoes. Now the other thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be making a sauce, and I got to make sure I have the bowls I like to use to make the sauce. I like to use the clear glass bowls, and I've already ran my dishwasher, so all my utensils are clean. I'm going to go ahead and take out my favorite red spatula. But I also I'm going to need my silicone brush. I'm going to need, I think I'm going to plate it up. We're going to plate up on green plates. It makes a beautiful presentation with all the other colors that are in the burgers. So set that there. And then I'm looking for a clear glass bowl, which I really love. There it is. To make my sauce, my famous sauce, and that goes on this plant-based burger. In that sauce, the ingredients are, I've got the ingredients. My organic ketchup is going to go in that sauce. If I can find it here, where's my salad dressing? There it is. Ta-da! Okay, my salad dressing right here. That's going to go in there. The other thing that's going to go in that sauce is pure maple syrup to add a little sweetness, and to add a kick to it, we're going to be adding some sriracha. Okay? So we got that, and that's going to be going in the sauce right there. The other thing I'll need for my sauce is, of course, to stir it up, I'm going to need my wire whisk. So I've got my wire whisk. I've got my brush here, and the brush is so that I can, I like to brush the top of my keto buns with organic coconut oil. It just gives it a beautiful glaze and look on the plate, and the bread doesn't look dry. So I brush the tops of my bread with liquefied coconut oil, and of course it doesn't take much to liquefy it. It depends on the temperature, and see, my seasonings sit kind of next to the oven, so it stays pretty much in this state in my kitchen. So I'm going to set that there because I'm going to need that. The other thing that I'm going to need, so I've got my sauce, I've got the pineapple, I've got the tomatoes. I'm trying to think, what else did I put on that plant-based burger? Aha! I know now. It's all coming to me. Okay, so on my plant-based burger, I put organic power greens. So I'm going to take another one of these little bowls, because I don't think we're going to need a lot of power greens, but we do need a few. And I'm just going to put a handful of power greens in this bowl right here. Right here. Okay? And that will be enough to put on hamburgers. Okay. Now, the other thing I'm going to be making, I need to get it out, is I'm going to be making the onion rings, okay? The onion rings. And I just saw something. I need my vegan butter because I toast my buns. And I spread the butter on them. And I sprinkle garlic powder, organic garlic powder, and salt-free seasoning along with this butter. And I toast my keto buns before I put them on the sandwich. Before I make my sandwich. So in here I have some peppers that I did not use, and then I have some onions that I've already cut and peeled. So we're going to make these onion rings, and I think one onion is going to be plenty for me and Dr. Woodard to make these onion rings. But I decided that not only am I going to fry the onion rings to put on the hamburger, I'm also going to French fry some gourmet green beans, because the recipe for the fried onions came from the recipe for the fried green beans, which I found in this book right here, Deliciously Vegan. Okay, so the recipe she gave for deep frying the green beans, the tempura green beans, I used that same batter on these onions, and oh my goodness, and this is a sweet onion. Sweet onions make the best onion rings, okay? All right, so I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do some green beans. So this is what I'm going to do. I got to get me some more little bowls. That's a little bowl. And I may need this one. I'm not sure. But this is what I do to prepare for a live or a demonstration. For those of you who may have attended the conference that I was a part of, where I made the collard green sushi for the first time. It was a lot of preparation that took place, but it was wonderful. People were pleased. They learned. I can't tell you how many people went home and tried to make that sushi and did a wonderful job. They were sending me pictures of them making their own collard green sushi. And it just warmed my heart to know that the presentation was done so well that they were able to go back and do it again themselves. So, my onion here. So, since I'm going to be doing onion rings, I want to go ahead and make sure I got my little cutting board. Actually, it's not my little cutting board. This is my big cutting board, which I really love. I bought it at Ross. Absolutely love this cutting board. And it says around the edges, bless this home. Bless this home. All the way around, bless this home. And that's truly what made me grab this one, because there were several others that were really nice. But this one said, bless this home. And I said, that's the cutting board for me. So I got to make sure I have my cutting board so that I can slice up my onions. Okay, and I got to make sure I have all my cutlery in place. All right, so I'm going to need my knife right here. I need that knife, and then I need a smaller knife. I'm probably going to need a smaller knife to do my pineapple. Okay, so I've got a large knife, and I've got a small knife to do my cutting for my onions. I'm going to go ahead and move these over here because this is what I'm going to be using to plate up the hamburgers. So I've got my buns over here. I'm going to put up these peppers that I'm not using. But I'm going to get my green beans out. I want you to see these green beans that I'm going to be using. And truly, the recipe that I'm using to deep fry the onions, you can do it with green beans, you can do it with broccoli, you can do it with cauliflower, you can deep fry pretty much any vegetable you want in the batter as prescribed in the book, Deliciously Vegan. So, I've got here some Alpine Fresh green beans. We're going to take a few of those out, and we're going to fry some of those up too to kind of put on the side. for us to eat with our hamburgers. So I've got that. I'm going to set these over here. I think I'm going to go ahead and open them up. And see, this is the kind of thing that makes the video kind of go smoother. Is when you have everything already at your fingertips. And not necessarily, well, this is a video, but to make my live go smoother, I'm going to have everything right here at my fingertips. Okay? And so I think that's enough green beans for me and Dr. Woodard to eat. I ain't going to cook all of these, y'all. That's too much. That's too much. Because we're still going to have extra onion rings to chow down on, even after we put a couple of them on our hamburgers. And the sauce that I'm going to put on the hamburger, oh my goodness, it tastes awesome for just dipping these fried things in. Oh my goodness, this sauce right here, very good. Okay, so we got that, we got that. We got our buns. Okay, let's put this away. All right, the other thing I need to make sure I have, I got my seasonings, I've got my fresh products. Trying to think what else. Oh, I know what I need, y'all. I need to get out the ingredients for my batter that I'm going to put in. And I mean, these are the kinds of things that you have to think about, okay? These are the kinds of things you have to think about. So here, I have some safflower oil that I've already used, which is why it's a little darker. I've already used to fry some onion rings and green beans in. And then I have some additional brand new safflower oil. So I'm going to need to take that out. I'm going to set it over here to the side so that when I get ready to fry, I'm ready to do that. And I've got to have something to remove my fries and green beans with. And I also need a plate to put them in, along with a paper towel in it to absorb the extra oils. So I've got that. I'm going to be ready to fry. Set this over here with the oil. Also got to get the pan that I'm going to use. I think I'm going to toast my buns in the pan. So I need that for toasting the buns. And I also need this for frying. I love to fry in this pan. So this is going to be my frying pan. This is going to be my toast the buns pan. And then I'll probably end up using another pan. Oh, I love this one. And you can tell I love this one. You see that? That means I love this one. So I'll probably saute my plant-based burgers in here. And after I do the plant-based burgers, that's when I put the thin sliced pineapple right in there with some additional soy sauce, which is just, it's going to be heavenly. So I've got all the pans that I need. I'm going to stack them over here. I'm going to take my plates and put them over here, the ones I'll be serving with. Serving Dr. Woodard on. Slide all this over that way. So that's my salt. Okay, so the ingredients. The ingredients for the batter that I'm going to need to make my the batter for my onion rings and my green beans. Okay, so I need that. What's going to be in that batter? Well, I got my little cookbook here. And so, look at this. Isn't this adorable? So, it's a stand. My daughter got me this at Ross. And so you put your cookbook in there. It's got weights and measurements on the front of it. And it says, God bless this amazing cook. Isn't that something? And so you set it up there like that. And you put your cookbook in there. And you can read your cookbook while you're cooking. See that? Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set it right here. And I'm about to put my turn it to the page where it tells me, and I really know the batter by now, but I don't want to make no mistakes, so I'm going to go and look at it again. Okay, so I want to show you the picture anyway. All right, so you got, let's see, right there. There's the picture, okay? And so the seasonings are, for the batter, is 1/2 a cup of ice cold water, 3 teaspoons of vegan mayonnaise. I already got my mayonnaise out. 1/2 a cup of pastry flour, 1/2 a teaspoon of paprika. Garlic powder is already out. I got my salt right here, and my vegetable oil is over there, ready to put in the pan. Here's my salt. I keep my salt in a sugar dish because it's just easier for me to get a pinch. So that's my pink Himalayan salt in this sugar dish. So all I need is paprika and some flour. And I can get the cold water out of the refrigerator with my measuring cup. But I need to get my paprika out. And here's my paprika. And I need to get my pastry flour. And then, after that, I pretty much will be ready, y'all. I will be ready. So I've got my pastry flour folded up and tied up in the grocery bag. But this is my pastry flour in here. So I've got that. I'm going to set this over here. All right. So that's pretty much, I'm pretty much ready to go. So it's all about me figuring out what I'm going to put on. Okay. So hold your mute for just a second. Okay, I'm back. So I'm in my bedroom, and I've kind of decided the dress I want to wear for my live, and because I like to be comfortable, and I love the color in it. It's comfortable. It's so I won't get hot and sweaty while I'm doing my live and in the kitchen cooking. So it's a cute little frock that I'm going to wear. And all I have to do is decide whether I'm going to wear the black scarf or the double color purple scarf, the Indian red scarf, or the marigold scarf. Any one of those scarves would work with this little frock of mine. If you could see, I could put on any one of them scarves. So I got to decide which one of the scarves I'm going to use. And then after that, I'll have to decide which earrings. But I think I'm going to wear the all famous heart-shaped earrings that I truly, truly love. That will be these earrings right here. So I see you all at about 5:30, between 5:30 and 6. Please join me for my live as I make these I love me some him hamburgers. Okay? All right. Bye-bye.